right, welcome back. It's been a long time. It's the Kalsamrit podcast, and I'm Matty Buller, and I'm lucky enough to be in the room talking fight stuff with crew Brendan Kalijundic and also crew Barry McDonald. Gentlemen, how's your summer been?
Summer's been awesome, man. It's flown by super fast. And this podcast too, like I know you just said it's the fight podcast, but this is going to be more or less that we've been asked by a lot of our members to start doing a general podcast so they can be updated with kind of like everything that's going in the gym. So we'll be touching on a wide variety of things from fights to camps to everything. So that's what this is all about. How's your summer been, B?
Yeah, awesome. Me and Crew B just got back from LA. We're there for a week.
Followed your trip on Facebook. Looked pretty cool.
How's maternity leave been?
Yeah.
It's hard work. Yeah, what the heck? Yeah.
You love being a new dad, though?
Yeah, it's good. It's awesome. He's an actual baby now, so he can actually do stuff. He's looking at me all the time. He laughs.
So serious question. We did a fundraiser for Barry. We did a diaper party.
Yeah.
Are you still going through those diapers, or are you all out?
Oh, yeah, no. We had altogether, I think I had just over 4,000 actual diapers.
Wow. And I'm sure because you're dealing with a lot of parents.
Barry's changed two of them.
You got different sizes too, right?
Yeah, we got all the different sizes. In Walmart, we talked to them, and they can exchange sizes if we needed to as well. And yeah.
So and shout out to everybody in the gym that helped out.
Oh, man, that was awesome. These guys, I was blown away. I didn't expect that. And everybody kind of came together, and yeah, it really, really helped us out.
And we also had a party, a surprise. What do you call those parties?
We had a surprise party. Actually, for me, I never really go out or do anything. So the one time they're about to have a surprise party for me, well, that's when my girlfriend's water broke the night before, and ended up my baby crashed his own party. So
yeah, literally everybody.
So as everybody was at the bar for 2 or whatever it was, the baby was born at 1:50. So. Yeah.
Crazy timing, eh?
Yeah.
Like literally everybody's sitting there waiting for Barry and Steph to come in and celebrate.
Yeah, we were almost a month early.
Give them all their presents and boom. Well, sorry, we're going to have the baby right now.
3.5 weeks early. So, that was unexpected. But yeah, it was awesome.
Wanted to make an appearance.
It was tiring.
We miss you, B. The gym's been not the same without you, but it'll be good to have you back in. When you back?
Yeah, whenever. I don't even know what day it is now. All I know is April 6th, 7 a.m. is when I woke up, and now I'm here.
Well, and since this is for all grown-ups, also who aren't on the fight team like me, Barry's boxing class at 9 a.m. on Friday is a can't-miss class.
And
one of my favorite.
7:15 on Wednesday.
And that's right. And sorry, I don't get to come to many evening classes. So, 7 to 15 Wednesday nights.
No, definitely knows his stuff. And it really kicked in. And I really knew that he knew his stuff when we were like just down in L.A., going around Wildcard. He'd be looking around and be like, that's this guy, that's that guy. This guy fought Canelo. You know what I mean? Just giving you the whole history on boxing, and like he just knows all the little details. And being in LA and going around Wildcard or just in LA where boxing is huge. Like there was a professional boxing show at our hotel we were staying at the night before the event, right, and that was a pleasure to watch. That we show up for I think there was 2 fights left. Next thing you know, we see Freddie Roach coming out to corner his guys. We're like, this is a legit show, and it was some of the best boxing. Like we just walked in not expecting it. Didn't buy a ticket, nothing. Just ended up coming in at the end.
Yeah, we're coming back.
There was these 2 Mexicans standing in the pocket, just going to war, and it was like some of the highest level boxing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, we came just back from dinner and walked through the convention center towards our hotel, where that's where all the fights are held. There was a boxing match going on, and we asked the promoter there, can we get in on that? He's like, there's only 2 fights left, so come on in.
The best fights.
Came in, sat down. It was a co-main event. It was 2 Mexicans, and they're standing toe to toe. It was amazing. And then the main event, Freddie Roach comes walking out, one of his guys, and it was an Armenian guy. I think his name's Gore. He won the fight, stopped the guy in I think the 3rd round, and he was 11-0 with 10 knockouts. And Freddie told me, he said that guy's gonna be his next Pacquiao. So he's breeding this guy in these smaller events, but for him to actually be there, and he just trained with us that morning at Wildcard, and then in our own hotel that evening, there's a boxing event, and he's cornering his new up-and-coming guy. So
it's amazing how Freddie's, he's getting up. He's not a spring chicken, and he's still active as ever. Even
he loves it.
Well, we saw him there, and
he sits right behind his desk, and when you walk in, he's just sitting there, and you walk in, and he just sits there and watches everybody train, and
I went over to talk to the one guy beside him after Freddie kind of stepped away, and I'm like, listen, how much for a personal with Freddie? I'd like to hire him. Like, I don't care what the cost is, because like it's a once in a lifetime thing. And then and
Yeah.
you know, it was me, Barry, we had Ryan, Savannah. I'm like, we could all go on it 4 ways, you know, pick his brain, even if it was like $1,000, like $250 each to train with Freddie. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right. That's, man, that guy at his level, guaranteed that's what he's charging
yeah.
for a private. But they're like, nope, doesn't do any personal training, only trains his fighters. So it's pretty cool to see and go through that experience down there.
Yeah, I bet. So now you're wrapping up summer camps. And I think as a parent whose kid went to like 4 weeks of them, I think it was a successful summer. The reason why my kid comes here is I come in here to set up my computer gear at whatever 1:30, and there's music bumping. The counselors are dancing with the kids, and everybody's having fun, and that's why my kid comes here.
Oh man, I'm super proud of our summer camp team this year. We hired in a bunch of summer students that are all going to university next year. Heather, Coach Bubba, Coach Darren, they're all running summer camps, doing an amazing job. And like, we try to make our camps a little different than you'd see like a city run camp. A little bit more personable, doing a lot more fun stuff that you'd see in the other camps. Like last week, the kids, they started off Monday, went to Wonderland for the day.
Yep.
Tuesday, they're at the Blue Jays game.
Yeah.
Then they're at the Toronto Zoo. And this is all in like 1 week, right?
Yeah.
Cedar Park the next day. So the kids are having a blast. And, you know, it's good for we have a lot of the kids in camp right now that do the martial arts all year. So this is a good time for them to kick back with other kids and be a kid for the summer. You know what I mean? So they're having a lot of fun. I think the next couple camps we'll have up is our March break camp. And then I think we're going to do another 8 weeks of summer camp next year. So if you missed out this year, jump in. Get on it.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. That's for sure. Also, sadly, Jovan is leaving us pretty soon. Or has he left already? No.
No, I guess we had to. I guess that's one of the things we have to talk about. Is we actually have hired him for another month.
Yeah, I asked Jovan.
great.
Yeah, I asked Jovan if he could stay 3 more weeks in September, because there's a couple big events coming up that we have a lot of kids getting ready for. There's going to be a Muay Thai event in South Carolina that we're going to have about 10 fighters getting ready for. And then Riley and Logan are doing the IFMA in Turkey. So we got a lot of guys getting ready to fight. And it's September when everybody's coming back into the gym and the rush is going to be busy. So I'm like, I need an extra body just to help hold pads and get ready. So I asked Jovan if he could stick around for an extra month. So he'll be staying till the end of November. That just helps everybody. Helps the fighters get ready. Helps the new members get accustomed to the gym. And it's
Puts
going
on
to be
a fun
awesome.
class.
Jovan knows his shit.
Well, and he's funny.
He's absolutely hilarious. He's
1-2 Big Lou.
That's it. Shark Week.
He fits in good here, I think.
Yeah. He you know what? The last couple of years he's come. If you guys don't know Jovan, Jovan is known as the Stinger. This guy has over 200 professional fights across Thailand. And, like, you can't beat experience, you know. Just talking to this guy, everything he knows. He knows all the Ajans in the game, knows the back-end stories behind all of them, owns his own gym in Chiang Rai, Thailand, which is absolutely beautiful. And, you know, comes over here for the summertime just to kind of visit some family. And before he was traveling around doing seminars everywhere, right? And now he's like, you know what, fuck it. I'm staying at Kalsamrit. This place is the best. So I moved him into my parents' basement. He's having a blast over there, sitting out, swimming in the pool, relaxing, hanging out with my dad, and comes in here every day and teaches and just is having a blast, man. So things are going good with Jovan. We love having him here.
Well, then now we're going into September. So I know you have a bit of a new schedule, do you?
Yeah, we're going to have a new schedule coming out. So a couple classes for everybody to look forward to. This was a big one requested by a lot of the ladies to bring ladies jiu-jitsu back, so we did. We're going to have a ladies-only jiu-jitsu class. This will be Wednesday nights at 7:15 in our after-school program room. And we have a bunch of competition team classes that have been added to. So anybody that was really looking to compete in jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai should probably hit up me or Barry like soon. Let us know if you're interested. We'll let you know if it's appropriate for you because we've added in like a kids boxing team. So we're going to start getting into competitive boxing. So Barry and Dylan will be running that. And we've also brought in our own karate kid. He's going to be teaching the kids some Taekwondo that are on the fight team. So we've added in a bunch of extra classes for these kids because I'm like, we've been winning every year. It's been like what now? Like every single year we're pumping out winning records. All the kids are winning, but we have to get better.
And not just that, and some of the top talent in the world.
Yeah.
In the world, man. That's from Bowmanville.
From Bowmanville, Ontario.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
We're
so
hitting
now it's
worlds
like,
and-
how do we get better?
Yeah.
And that's like,
More.
you can't settle. So I'm like, more. Like, we have to get better. So I literally doubled up the training schedule for the kids' jiu-jitsu team and the kids' Muay Thai fight team. So if they're on it, they're doubling it up. Implementing new rules for them too, because we have to get better. Like, we're winning everything. The thing now is the teams know. that we're one of the teams to beat. So, getting fights against us is going to be harder because people are going to turn them down a lot more.
Yep.
They're going to be like, okay, we're fighting Kalsamrit, we better be ready to go. So, as the fight team managers, me and B sit down a lot. Like even this weekend, like we'd spend hours just sitting there talking about like what to do better, what to do more. And, we got to come down the pipe with, giving more expectations to these fighters. So like all my kids, like you just did a personal today with Coach Bubba.
Yep.
Amazing, wasn't it?
It was the best.
Right? So,
and I'm that kind of guy that cusses him out the entire workout. And then right afterward, I'm like, Bubba, that was great.
Right?
Give him a hug.
Dude, like we're down in California. I'm like, Barry, can you hold pads for me for 5 rounds? He's like, sure. $80. I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's go. But like, you know what I mean? Like I understand the investment into getting better by hiring those professionals. Yeah. I think for my kids on the comp team, I'm making it mandatory that they're at least doing 2 personals a week with one of the talented instructors that we have extra on top of just regular training so that we can continue to be competitive on the scene. So
the time commitment isn't anything different than if you were playing at the highest level of hockey. Like if you're playing AAA, the time commitment is that, or sometimes even more than that.
100%.
Plus it's like every weekend you're gone. So I mean, like you said, if you want to be the best in the world, you have to train to be the best in the world, I guess, right?
So we're coming up with a couple of new things to make the team better, but other than that, those are the new classes. Ladies Jiu-Jitsu, Port Perry Gym. From my Port Perry squad, I brought in Bill Boland. Barry's trained with Bill Boland a lot back in the day, so he'll be running Monday and Wednesday morning Jiu-Jitsu and ladies kickboxing and strength in Port Perry. So a bunch of classes added for the Port Perry schedule. So, yeah, a bunch of new changes. You'll see them on the website, and if not, just grab a schedule from the gym, but our website schedule will be updated this week.
And we got some new members of the after-school program this year.
We do.
Yeah, new managers too.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah,
that's right. So who's our new GM? I guess Vanessa.
So yeah, welcome Vanessa Ardinger.
So
So if you guys don't know, me and Vanessa go way back.
Lady.
Yeah, I interviewed a bunch of people for this role, and like originally I'm like, hire someone that you don't know, someone from the outside, but like she just rocked her interview, had the experience that we were looking for, and and has a commitment and a vision for wanting to be successful in the company. So Vanessa started her training this week. She's going to be taking over all my back end responsibilities. So she's going to be handling all the like fundraising stuff, the scheduling, the staff training, the meetings, the memberships. Because I just want to focus on literally, this is what me and Barry were talking about too. Like seeing how Freddie does it. Like I want people to come here and be like, hey, can I get a personal with Crew B? Sorry.
Yeah.
He's just training his fighters. That's it. That's kind of what I want to get my role to is, selecting my top guys, training my coaches. And it's like right now my time is like, I'm working, getting Nick ready to make his pro debut, getting Bubba ready for his MMA debut. We got Logan and Riley getting ready to go to Thailand. So I want to kind of designate my time to that. And, Vanessa's going to take over that. For my Port Perry squad, we have Brittany Olason. She's going to be our after-school program director up there. So she'll be picking the kids up from school, running activities for the after-school program. So we've added 2 aces for each location to kind of make our jobs easier so we can just focus on teaching and running the martial arts.
Well, like the 2 of you guys, obviously, when you get world-class fighters, that's the obvious evolution, right? I mean, not saying I don't want a personal with Crew B or a personal with Barry. And I'll tell you, Barry was kind enough when I started at this gym to give me just an 8-week, 10-week primer just to get my footwork and stuff up. And it was fantastic. But I mean, at the level of the games that you guys have fought, you bring your fighters that experience plus all your other martial arts knowledge. You've translated that to guys like Bubba and stuff. Let them teach the people like me now so that you guys can go make even more world champions. I saw Benny in here today training with Riley. Mm-hmm. That's a sick duo. Benny with Riley.
Yeah.
That's going to be another kid that doesn't sweat and doesn't smile, says 2 things, and then goes out and kills.
Yeah.
Love it.
I feel like we're kind of successful that way. We put everything we had into producing guys that know how to produce guys that can keep that kind of going on, but with quality at every level. So like I can teach someone, I could teach you, you could show someone on their first day the personals I taught you of how to stand out, how to move and everything. So it's to always give back and always pushing to be the best. And with this sport, it gets harder the better you get at it. We see that all the time. I'm like, there's no easy fights. And the better you get to that point where we're at top level, we don't get to pick the fights. We're not getting thrown, we're getting thrown killers. So but that also means that's what we are. but it's never easy, and that's why we're so hard on the guys. I think a lot of the parents see that now. They've seen how we're really, really hard on the kids and all our fighters, and we demand the most. But when we go to these events and these shows, nobody cares about any of that. They're all there to win.
Well, and you know what? By being hard on the kids, like they say, hard camp, easy fight. It's actually almost just like, as a parent, if my kid was on the fight team, I would think that's a safety issue.
Yeah.
I don't want my kid to go into a fight, undisciplined and soft.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a recipe for a serious injury.
And that just comes down to overall having the
You don't play
the
MMA.
discipline. Yeah.
No.
You don't play Muay Thai.
No.
Yeah. The other guys there trying to knock you right out at the most. They're gonna
Play a little
knock
bit
you
of
out.
jiu-jitsu.
Uh-huh.
A little bit. Well, so one thing
No, not hating on my jiu-jitsu, but like, tap. It's all
Yeah.
but like Muay Thai. You're going to sleep. You're going.
Oh, that's
night-night.
my jiu-jitsu. Yes. Oh, I'm under some guy's hairy chest. All right,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's reset.
No, and it's like the certain level that we're talking about, like Nick and Bubba and Riley, that they're going like, this isn't part time. It's full. It's full time.
Yeah, you're going to be in the ring with a guy that dedicated all of his waking hours to getting better at this, and all of his sleeping hours were to power up his waking hours. So everything he's about is just obsessed with this. It's not something they do on the side. So it's like to that level, at the world level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
these are
life.
like the best guys. It's not like they were doing it as a hobby and they kind of got there themselves because they were winning and so
Yeah.
good at it. It's like, no, they're obsessed. They dedicated everything they had. That's why they're there. Now they're fighting other people that are there. And wherever we go in the world and we take our top people, they're now fighting other top people. No one cares what you've done, who you are, what your name is. Everyone's in there to punch you in the face and get their hand raised. And they don't care who's in front of them. They're going to run over everybody.
And you've
So-
always got to assume, or we did anyway when I played ball, was that the other guy was doing it, right? You always got to
least.
assume that your opponent, I'm not going to do my road work today. Maybe I should because
Yeah.
my opponent's going to
Yeah.
do it. I don't want to do 10 clicks. My opponent's probably going to do 5. Maybe I should do 10, right? You've always got to try
Yeah.
to be that one better. If you really, like, it's so funny, even when you watch a boxing match and there's the top like 3 or 4 in any weight division, and then there's the rest. And those top 3 or 4, like, when you see the rest fight, some of the fights look kind of even and pretty good. But when you see a top 3 or 4 guy fight a guy that's teetering on the 10, 8 to 12, it's like night and day. They're that much better.
That's usually the top 3 is like the upper echelon. It's like everyone that does this professionally is going to train really hard. We get that. Everyone's got to be tough just to make it in this sport. You just have to have that toughness. Then you have the experience, and then through your experience, you'll see your wins and your losses. And the guys that win more, they go pro and they keep it up, and they're a little more serious. And they can be trying as hard as they can. They can be doing that. But then you get the guys that have everything. They have the genetic, they're the freak athletes. They have this, but they also have that work ethic. But sometimes you'll get those genetic freaks that are amazing at it, but maybe they don't have the work ethic. Someone that doesn't have that but has the ethic can beat that person in the long run.
Well, Joshua Ruiz just happened, right?
Yeah. And he was
Joshua
actually, I
looks
saw
like he
him
was cut out of granite.
Yeah,
And
I saw him in 2012. First time I was at Wildcard. He was training down there.
Wow.
And he was only a kid. He was. I'd followed him a little bit just because I'd seen him down there, and he was about. I picked him to beat Anthony Joshua, and I picked him to dominate him. I think he was 195-5 as an amateur, and you look at his pro record. He was like, well, what was it, like 30-1 with 29 knockouts?
Yeah.
Like,
and his
style
loss was
yeah.
to Joseph Parker.
But yeah,
and it
yeah.
was a close fight.
And so, I think someone like, say, Joshua, he has all that, but he doesn't have this. There's a grit that Ruiz has. We were talking about that actually this weekend. There's something about the really top level guys, the guys that can pull it off. Like the Ruiz got dropped in that fight early.
Yeah,
He got hurt.
He was
dropped
hurt first,
but he came back up, dropped him, and then he took over.
and he wasn't afraid to go back inside and work.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
There's a. I think it happens. You can always have it, but you'll see it in the pros. There's just this drive that doesn't go away. It's a grit to push through everything in front of them, no matter the skills, experience, what is it. That's there, and that's hard to beat, and that's something that that like the top tier pros will have that. A lot of the amateurs will have it, but it's something that in pro it can win you fights. In amateurs, you can be outskilled and beat
Yes.
with finesse. There's something to having small gloves and just grabbing onto somebody that can take away the experience of the other person. And no matter what, a punch to the face changes everything. Every time you hit that guy in the face, you're taking things away from him.
Wasn't it Mike Tyson that said everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face?
A plan to get punched. Actually,
so true though.
Yeah, if you guys watch on the Kalsamrit Bowmanville group there, the H Crew group there, I put up just a 5-minute documentary little video on Wildcard Gym, and you just seen how the gym is. It's really cool. It's just open gym. You pay your $5 to train there. You walk in and you train. You can hire a trainer if you want. There's fighters and trainers. You can just negotiate with them for training or whatever you want. But a lot of the guys that come there, like they walk in. If you see Freddie Roach, and he said, I don't know who's walking through that door. And the way he runs it, he's a top level fight trainer.
Oh yeah.
He's looking for who's the next Pacquiao, who's the next Mike Tyson, who's the next whoever he's trained that you walk in there. But people come in there hungry. On the sparring days, we didn't get to go on the sparring day Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the mornings, and the gym's packed. And you got guys in boxing culture, and it's the same as kind of in Thailand. Their life's dedicated to this, and you have a lot of kind of illegals coming to LA and Mexicans, and they got huge work ethic. They might not be the best athletes, but they have a fight in them, and it's up to them to stay alive. And that fight,
they're there to put you down.
Yeah. That fight they have is their meal ticket. So they're skilling up on top of that, and they have this grit. And we talked about a few guys in the area that kind of have that.
It's like James Clark reminds
me. James Clark. You have that. Even a lot of the West Coast guys have this because, I think you can be more in the same mood all the time when you're in LA because the weather's the same. It's not like bipolar like here. It's up and down.
It's so nice.
You can train hard all year. Those guys are going to be strong and in shape. They're never going to be out of shape. And they come to fight. They look at Nate Diaz. He's gonna bust it. He's never gonna quit in a fight.
Yeah.
And if someone's quit before, he'll make them quit again. He'll never quit. A lot of the guys down in the West Coast are like that. They'll come forward swinging, and they're gonna fight nonstop because that's what they're bred to do. That's their meal ticket. Their whole life depends on that, and they know if I can beat up everyone in front of me in a fight, I'm gonna get my family fed. So those are hard people to fight. So.
Until Cody took me to Mayweather's gym, I didn't realize like the pros when they spar, it's like a fight.
Oh yeah,
and it's worse than more like. I only got to witness 4 sparring matches because they actually go in the ring and have cornermen.
Yeah,
and I was just blown away. These dudes would just start banging, and 3 minutes at a time. Not worried about any cardio, like the output level. Like if you're watching a regular pro fight, there's some good output level, but they don't open up as much because they're respecting their opponent. They're in sparring, they're there to go, and they're there to hurt each other. Yeah. I was like, wow, man, you really can't play boxing.
You got to train how you're going to fight because a lot of the guys that like shy away from the hard sparring or maybe don't. When they get in the ring and they throw it 100%, they're going to deal with adrenaline dumps. Yeah. Or like they don't know how to deal with that. And then, heart levels are way too high. They're panicking a bit because they haven't felt that rush before. There's a time and a place, though, for that hard sparring. You can't be doing that all the time anymore.
No.
But like you do need that at least 2 to 3 times
you
per
have to
fight
feel
camp.
What you're about to get into. And coming up from like all the boxing gyms I came at, we went hard. Looking back, I mean, it made me tough and I learned a lot. And I had thousands of fights that aren't even on paper, just in the gym, just wars. Looking back, I see the things I learned from it and what it did the good for me. But I also see how it's way better to space that stuff out. And it's a conditioning thing. But again, we take great care of everybody here at Kalsamrit. And we run our sparring nights like that. Like me and Brendan will corner guys and they make we put them through it. We'll have guys stand around the ring now. We do 1 match at a time and you're doing a full out match. But that's the guys that are getting ready to feel that. No one in our gym ever has to get hit in the face if they don't want to. No one ever has to spar. Only the competition guys spar. And then they also have to understand we're doing this because you signed up for the sport. You have to realize you're signing up for something that someone can kick you or punch you in the head.
You want to know what?
You're going to be unconscious. Yeah,
that made me really feel good when we went to Wildcard. And it really made me feel like we're doing the right thing. And that's how I want our gym to be.
Yep.
We got into that we came in to a class to train in the gym. There was a guy that just fought Canelo in there. There's a couple guys that knew nothing about boxing.
Yeah,
there's 2 guys in there that own gyms that are in there training.
And Veins, he fought Triple G last year.
IFMA World Champions. There's everybody training together.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it, and that's what I want our gym to be like. So, like, you don't need to be a fighter. You don't need to be in tip-top shape. You don't need to be chasing golds and worlds. You can be in here just for the fitness, for the teamwork, for the family feel of it. And then when there's a time and place to train the fighters, boom, we go down to the basement, which is what we've been doing. So it felt really good to see that everybody can kind of come together under one roof, and I think that's what we have. Like, you look at our class today. I look at the class that we had this afternoon, just after you were training with Bubba. We had you down there. We had an airline pilot. We had a firefighter. We had a lawyer. Had a former convict probably down there, but like everybody training together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite things as a non-fight team member is there's times where you go, okay, partner up. You turn and the guy next to you is on the fight team. Like, hey, Colton will hold pads for me. I get to hold for him. And I as a non-fighter am able to like really learn a martial art when I do it with a guy that knows, because they'll make little input corrections if you want them, and it actually has made my game like 10 times better.
We're all a family, and everybody sticks together and has everybody's back, and that's what I really liked about Wildcard, seeing everybody train together.
Well, it was really training cool. Together.
Yeah, you
got parent-kid jiu-jitsu. I think we should mention that, right?
Dude, I am so pumped for this. So I'm just looking right now. We're sitting in our office, by the way, if anybody's wondering where we're recording this podcast.
You can probably.
But I'm looking at our sign-up sheet, and it is just the whole page is filled out. There must be probably at least 40 names on there and their parents. We're gonna have 80 people on the mats. I'm super proud of all the parents too that are getting on the mats for their chance to train with the kid. It's gonna be a fun night. For those of you guys that haven't met Nick Castiglia is one of the best coaches, motivators, and awesome dudes all around. And he told me before, he's like, dude, this is a hit. The parents and kids love it. Like, I guess we're going to end up playing dodgeball, kids versus parents.
Nice.
We're going to separate the floor to start. We're going to have a chat with the parents, have a chat with the kids separately, bring them together, do some jiu-jitsu. But I think it's a real good time for the parents to get on the mats. And shout out, I think I'm going to give Shannon a special shout out if she's listening. But Shannon and Heather have been like recruiting all these moms to get on the mats. And over the last couple weeks, I've seen, I think, about 4 or 5 moms that have been, sitting for time and finally put a gi on and got on the mats, and they're absolutely loving it.
Nice.
And I think we're going to see more people wanting to join martial arts after this event. So this will be a good night. That's, August 28th in Bowmanville. That's going to be from 5 to 7. So if you haven't signed up, sorry, we're sold out, but maybe I could squeeze you in. Port Perry, we got space. And for my jiu-jitsu practitioners, there is a free seminar after that with Nick Castiglia at 7 o'clock. So we're doing the parent and kid night from 5 to 7. And then at 7 o'clock, for all the adults that want to stick around or come back, there's going to be a 1 hour or a 1.5 hour seminar for adults with Nick after that. So should be a good night.
Excellent. Also, now we go to sparring night. We got another night going on mid-September, September 14th.
Yeah, September 14th, another big event here we're having. We got a lot of up-and-coming guys going to be on that. We got some of our guys that are trying to stay sharp between matches, and we got some fighters from outside gyms. So, I mean, we got a lot of really, really, really good ones. I'm looking forward to it.
Spar Wars, good night for everybody to get on the mats and spar with everybody. So, if you're interested in coming out, everybody's welcome. Just let me know. We're going to try to get as many people on the mats sparring, getting some work in, and having some fun. So September 14th, all my guys, if you want to get in there, hit me up.
I'll be in there. You'll be in there.
And you've got the IFMA Junior team coming up.
Yeah, so we got the team of 4 was selected by Muay Thai Canada. We have 2 of the fighters. So Riley will be fighting again after he just fought in the adult IFMA. And it was an under 23 division that he fought in, and he won his first 2 fights against top countries. Like he fought Philippines first.
And Vietnam and the Philippines, wasn't it? Or the Philippines,
Afghanistan.
And
like these are 2 tough countries, man. I've seen them on the world stage. They're good. And he only got nudged out by Thailand after a 3-round war. And this is in the adult.
That guy knocked out everybody.
So
that guy knocked everybody out.
Now he's going to the junior F. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be some bangers out there too. Yeah. Like there's going to be some studs.
Well, at that level, there always is, right?
Right. But like, hey, just to be warmed up at adult IFMA to go to junior, I think Riley's going to do very well.
Yeah.
He's coming home with a medal for sure, and I'm Fingers crossed.
And is this Logan Gansby?
Logan
Gansby,
Gansby, yeah.
And now this will be his first, or
this will be his first IFMA, but his last couple fights
Go Logan.
were IFMA fights.
Okay.
Like I'm telling you, he fought last year. He fought this kid from California, Preston Surrey, who is a world-class Muay Thai fighter, and this guy is IFMA level at the highest level. Went 3 rounds with him, did really good. That was a great experience. And then he just finished fighting in June and against an American at the same thing. This might have been fight of TBA. It was absolutely amazing. I actually thought he won the fight. He got edged out on a decision, but that was the level that we're going to see at IFMA. And I think Logan's he's going to do awesome. It'll be a good experience for him too, because he's still up and coming. I keep forgetting how young he actually is. I think
he's growing like a head in the last.
Oh yeah, but I'm using him.
months.
I'm using him now. Like we're Shark Tank and Bubba and Nick and all these guys, and I'm like on the third or fourth round when they're getting tired. I'm like, all right, Logan, on him. Yeah. And Logan's going toe to toe, if not out striking them when they're tired. But that just goes to show, like, this 13. I think he's 13.
I think he's 15, 14.
13. No, he's going grade 9.
Yeah,
whatever that is.
I was 17 in grade 9.
Yeah, 13. 14,
Wait, going into high school. He's going into high school.
Yeah,
now.
so 13 or 14.
Yeah, so Logan is he's going to be an up-and-comer for sure. Kid works hard and puts his head down and just trains his butt off. So I think he's going to do well. So that's happening. And then we have our IKF East Coast Classic after that in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right after.
And
is that how many?
I think it's pretty much they're all fighting the same time. That's why I asked Jovan to stick around for a month.
Okay.
To help me, because like I have him in every single day holding pads for guys.
Yeah.
Right. And anybody that wants an extra private with him, I think Jovan's giving them away for like dirt cheap just because he's so happy here. Hit him up, man. Like
nice.
Extra pad work. Get it done.
And you fought recently. Well, a few months ago, and cleaned up, dude. That watching you literally chop that guy down like a tree was one of the highlights of me watching fights, because I know you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. I'm watching this guy in a pro fight. He's like,
that was a game plan. I was
like, dude,
I was scared at weigh-ins. I'm not gonna lie.
Get up anymore.
Yeah.
That's how hard you.
When I saw, I trained that one kick over and over all 3 years, but then specifically for this camp, I'm like, I'm chopping this guy's leg, and then at weigh-ins, like I was like, oh fuck, he's bigger than I thought.
Yeah, he was
took his shirt off. I was like, holy fuck. Thought I was taller. He was taller, bigger. I was like, oh shit, here we go. So it was a great fight. I had a good time. I got in really good shape for that. Now I'm fat again, so I booked another fight.
So you're gonna fight again?
Yeah, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to defend my title. I believe crew Rich Kniff from Art of Muay Thai in Whitby was actually looking for a title shot. So the promoter let me know that he can have another rematch, and he can also challenge for my title. So he was looking for a fight in November. I was looking for a fight in November. So it looks like 2 old boys here. We're going to represent Muay Thai in Southern Ontario, and we're going to do it in neutral territory. So huge shout out to Rich Kniff for stepping up and challenging me for my strap. So we're going to do it. I'm going to get back into shape.
Where do you think you might have it?
It's going to be in Syracuse.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Steve Mills is the promoter. He was the one that...
Syracuse is a fight town, isn't it?
Yeah.
All those upstate New York, all around there. There's a lot of events there. Yeah, there's a lot of
So it should be good.
there.
I got in such good shape. Then I'm like, I'm going to take a couple weeks off. Then it was a month.
No,
then it was
here.
2. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
I look at B. I'm like, B, I need to fight again just to get back in shape. So here we go.
Well, in all fairness, dude, I came into the office today. You're doing Mach 3 with your hair on fire, like getting all sorts of business stuff out. So I imagine once September comes, Vanessa's doing her thing, Brittany's doing her thing, and you probably ease into it. But once again, you got a lot of fighters going places too.
That
so
too.
your time is in demand.
We're winding
it's not
it
like
down.
You've been sitting on your couch playing.
No, 100%. It's
Redemption.
just getting those 2 trained up to make the office easier. Once Barry's back in September, it'll be a bit easier, and then I'm going to kind of buckle down and jump back in with the team, so that should be good.
And last but not least, though, we got to talk about my man, Coach Bubba.
Coach
Bubba making his MMA debut. I'm so pumped up. I think I'm even going to go to that one.
Fucking right. Bubba is
Watertown,
hardest working kid in the gym, man. Like I see this, I see what everybody else doesn't see, and we'll always get to the people like, oh, I wish these people were here doing this or that. But like, I see who's here at 6 a.m. I see who's here at 7 a.m. Bubba's here every morning, 7 a.m., training with his dad or Nick early before everybody else gets here, working 40 hours a week, being a good leader for the kids. And He's been training with the pros because we've been setting up some pro training with all the guys in the Rebel Alliance gyms. And Bubba's one of the sharpest tools on the mat. And I know everybody listening knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And as a young man, and it being a young man's sport to make it to the top, we've had some conversations with those looking over him and grooming him for his career that we're going to pick the right fights, groom him up right, and make a run at it because he's 19.
Yeah,
19.
19?
That's something like maybe we shouldn't gloss over real quick is about like, and this is why my kid comes to this gym and he's not even a member of the fight team yet. If he maybe one day, but if he was, I want somebody there that's going to bring him through the right way and look after him because the fight game is one of those things where you can be taken advantage of. People can sandbag you, and the fact that you look out for your fighters that way. And also, what I said last but not least, I forgot about Nico. Nico's making his pro.
And there's another one where we've given Nick a lot of hard fights at the amateur level just to get ready for this pro. Like, dude, he is not a kickboxer, but we signed him up for a kickboxing fight just to be part of his fight camp in IKF. I'm like, Nick, you're taking this just to get in the ring and stay ring ready and go through the motions. You can't clinch, can't elbow, can't knee, but you can punch and kick and go through that pace. Fight somebody in that field. Do a jiu-jitsu tournament. Take these hard fights because nothing matters once you hit pro. You're 0-0. So everything before that was all experience to get to this level. And Nick's done all the work he's needed to do from wrestling to getting his feet wet in the boxing scene. I think he's had over 10 boxing fights. Yep. He's jumped in, trying the Muay Thai field out, trying the kickboxing field out, and we know at the end of the day, Nick's doing all of this.
Too, right?
He's doing all this to go MMA. So, had 5 fights in the amateur MMA scene, and now it's time to go pro.
Well, and like I said, another kid though, like Bubba, he's putting in the work.
He puts in the work, and I think with Nick, we've also same thing. This is a wicked fight for Nick.
Okay.
We turned down, I think, a couple opponents before that, with weight issues, and like we're fighting at this weight. This is the weight we're fighting at. We're putting our feet down. We're not going up in weight. We're fighting at 125. And we're gonna fight guys that have similar records to groom them up. We're not gonna fight a guy with 5 wins right away. We're gonna fight an 0-0 guy or a 1-0 guy and go from there. So it should be good. So anybody looking for a night out, we're actually going to be renting a massive school bus. So they'll pick up here. So if you guys want to have some drinks, grab your Coach Nick or Team Canada shirt. Nick has some fight shirts in here that we're selling through both gyms. And we're going to put everybody on a bus, drive down to London, support Coach Nick in his pro MMA debut. Because it's good to see MMA back on the scene.
What day is that?
September 28th.
So September 28th. And then when's Bubba fight?
October, 3 weeks later, like mid-October.
Nice.
So
that's like back-to-back big events for this gym. Like those are, I honestly have the highest of hopes for both those two guys because not only do I think they're awesome fighters, but like I love those two guys. I think they're great dudes and like they're great to my kid.
Yeah.
So
they're good kids. They got a good heart and super pumped for them to be chasing their dreams. They're hungry. They're getting after it. And we also got a whole bunch of our little kids getting ready. Coach Kevin's doing a real good job with our jiu-jitsu squad. September 7th, we have the second biggest team going to the Kids Jiu-Jitsu Festival in Toronto. I think we're sitting at about 25 kids going. So looking for all my little crushers, my little 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds to get out there and show everybody what our jiu-jitsu is all about.
Nice.
So it should be good.
Right on. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for taking the time to sit down with me because I know as members we love hearing it right from the horse's mouth. And hopefully we can make this a once-a-month event.
I would love to, yeah.
Because then, we can kind of keep up. Next time maybe we can have Coach Nick sit in here and talk about his fight.
I think that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, after his fight.
So you know what? Hey, anybody listening, if you guys have any questions, send them to Matty Buller.
Yep.
And we don't need to know them, but Matt will ask us come the next podcast time. We'll try to get another one done maybe mid-September for everybody.
Yep.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. Us.
Nice. How's it going?
That was perfect. How long was that?
That's why I wrapped it up. I saw 40.